All right, hello everybody. Welcome to another RRWC match. We're finally into the winners bracket now, and I am joined by Mr. In4Fun. How you doing,
Hello, Mr. Observer. I'm doing great.
In4Fun?
How about you?
I'm really good. I'm looking forward to this match. Every match is just a battle of the giants at this point, and it's crazy, and especially this one. Yannini, three-time RR champion, going against zRune, a very well-known player in the roulette community as well. And yeah, I'm just really excited for this, to be honest.
It's gonna be an awesome battle. You're right that every match is gonna be big in the winners bracket, but I think especially yesterday and today. Of course, yesterday was Blind Vifinium, but Yanni versus Zirun, not direct top favorites for the title, but two people who can go really, really far and wouldn't be surprised to see them win. But one of them will be in losers bracket round one after this, which is just so huge for the bracket.
Yeah, it's crazy. And yeah, like you said, Chrome and Vanium going down is crazy, and we're going to see who's going to be going down pretty soon for this one if you want to take the honors for the first spin.
Yeah, sure thing. Probably a long match starting here in Sapienza. Silvio Caruso, explosion accident in the hazmat suit. Francesca De Santis fall as the private detective.
Wow, yeah, very different corners of the map that you don't really go to unless you have to.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a lot of walking, but seems or feels straightforward thanks to the Silvio remote kill. You just wanna get the private detective as soon as possible and then make the 2:30 timing for Franny.
Yeah, exactly. It's well said. And I was just thinking as well, didn't we have some Francesca Fall conversations recently about where you dump her can be a bit risky? But I'm sure both these players are well aware. And looks like Uni's going to go for that BD first, which is definitely a good idea. It's a tough one if you don't get him straight away.
Yep, an important replan for Zerun, but I couldn't catch what was the difference in loadout. Now he has the EMP, so I suspect he had the sniper and just figured it's better without it. Interesting routing by Zerun, but it doesn't really matter which suit you're starting from, although this is going to be a bigger tour for Zerun to get the private detective, which Jan is getting now. Should be no problems there, but important to see.
Yeah, it looks okay. That lady is still around the corner pretty well. So yeah, that is the grab for Yannini. And yeah, Zirin doing the coin trick as well. Makes this BD a lot easier to get because that one lady is pretty much the curse of it. But yeah, big lead for Yannini in terms of just the loading, but 20 seconds on hand for him now. When it comes to those cycles, it's going to come in handy for him as well. I'm going to be interested to see how they deal with this hazmat suit kill. You would think maybe they set it up, shoot the panel head down, and just have everything ready.
I would think so. If you have a loadout for it, it's unintuitive, I guess, because the EMP is used on the virus itself, so you would want two of these electrocution items, but if they have the taser, then I think it shouldn't be a problem to set it up because the propane is just so free to get on Frenny's roof.
Yeah, I agree. And hopefully, yeah, but it's hard to say. I didn't see Nini's loadout fully, but I would assume he has a taser in there or some equivalent.
It would just be such a tricky trip to get back to Silvio's office and would probably make the difference. Because as things stand, it's the 20 seconds of in-game time with lead Variani, which would make the difference. Who doesn't have the crowbar, didn't pick up one. Could be troublesome to get to the 2:30 mark.
Oh yeah, that's his bit of a lead gone that he had, to be honest. Pretty much back to where Zeren is right now. Although Zeren does have to deal with this Forcer as well, so it might just even out regardless.
Going to be very important to see if they can make the Franny timing, because I think as things stand, Zerun will be there earlier, but if you're there at 2:15, there's nothing really you can do apart from maybe a quick jank shot to speed up the kill. I think
Yeah,
Yanni's lead will stand.
I think so as well. I think he will have to trank this guard who's literally going to be going to that corner the moment he gets there. It'd be very risky to do a knockout and drag, but might get away with it without doing a trank, but does a trank anyway for the safety, which is definitely understandable. Zeren is going to wait a little bit.
And now for the main question, will this kill remain a green gun kill? The body found in the air, but importantly, she was considered dead by that point, and of course, an accidental body. Let's see if Zerun can do the same.
Zeren opted not to trank that body, so he does have an extra trank on him now, I'm pretty sure. If he did bring a trank, that is.
I don't think it will make a whole lot of difference because Yannick still could use both of them, which I think means that he surely had two chanks there, but it's a free disguise, the hazmat suit. So I
Oh
don't think
yeah,
any
so Yanni actually
use
had two tranks, whereas zRune had one. He used one on the PD and one for the Silvio guards. Yannini actually had extra stuff, which makes me think Yannini doesn't have a taser.
Yep, he doesn't have, but he had a similar item. It was a concussion duck.
Oh, okay.
So he used the same way. Doesn't have to drag any of the bodies, which zRune will have to, because he only having one trank had to use something else. The body found is the upstairs guard for Yanni, so no problems there, but getting a bit stuck behind this pile of security and yeah, getting to the hazmat suit will be very interesting to see. You would usually want to do this in 2 steps because it's an illegal action to open the keycard doors as the security.
Yeah, this could be a bit scary for either player here. Looks like
There's
Zeren.
so many cameras around. Sorry.
Yeah. Looks like Zeren's going to opt for pretty much the same idea, get that biolab security. And yeah, like you said, so many cameras, and even a couple of enforcers to boot as well.
This will be illegal and Yanni decides to
Ooh.
go otherwise. I wonder if Zero will go for the technician because that will net him the win.
And he does.
Oh, this is so close. Maybe Yanni is still closer to finishing because he's also luring the same technician and can set up the virus this way. Oh boy.
Oh, and he sees, does he see the EMP instead of the distraction? He does. Oh, that was a scary
He's
knockout.
fine because it happened before. Yeah, setting it up.
Oh, I thought Zeren was going to put him in the acid bat. He was right next to it.
But this is the difference between the two of them. The guns different don't matter because Silver will turn green for Zero as well. It's whoever doesn't get quantum camera wins this one. Otherwise, Zero runs into the enforcer and saves us from the
Oh,
first photo finish, probably.
still a bit of chance for a rip here from Yannini. He's got to be careful. This lady is scary. If it was the start of the run, you'd run past her, no problem, but oh my. Very scary, but yeah, looking pretty good for Yannini now. Does have the EMP set up as well, and he can pretty much just pop both of those and he should be able to leave.
Yep, Jan is 2 detonations away and probably just
Ah,
not having to run into a camera. That's very important. There's one more to dodge here, but I think he's fine with this one.
and
Yeah, the
yeah,
early silver detonation was surprising, but of course the problem's there.
yeah, I was about to say, if Yannini with that double trank, it really benefited him because he could pop that whenever he wanted because everything in that room was safe to be found. So really nice from Yannini, really safe. Unlucky for Zeren with that enforcer, but yeah, so close to a photo finish, and it would have been a really close one, especially with that replan from Zeren.
Yeah, the fact that Zirun was so close to Yannini and had the extra G-star, it really felt like it's the 2-second range, the tie range, which of course from then could have gone either way. Didn't expect Yanni to wait out the cycle of the lady, so maybe Zirun would have won the map with that, but we won't know. And I set up for the second map.
Yeah, we're noting as well, there wasn't many predictions, but 75% Zeren's favour, which goes to show how equal these players are, that nobody really fully knows who's going to take the map. And yeah, I feel like it's going to continue that way as we move on to these next maps. Although Yannini does have a bit of experience when it comes to Santa Fortuna. You can see he has 16 games on hand. Has lost 6 of them, however, which is a pretty big loss number for a map, but does have 7 wins and 3 ties on one of the probably the longest spin maps in the trilogy, in my opinion. We see some crazy long spins on this because it's just such a big map. So many disguises, so many little items you got to go for, and sometimes pretty tough isolation timings for a couple of them. But same with Zeren, only has 4 matches played, 3 wins though. So statistically, he is looking a bit better, but less experienced. So we'll have to see how that goes.
I think you're right, it is the longest map, but it wouldn't look that way if you look at the map record, which was set by Danny in the last day,
Yeah,
the actual last day of the group stage, so that was last Sunday. Less than 6 minutes from the start, and that's not in-game time, that's the full real time, including reading a spin, preparing the loadout, loading in.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
very
think
impressive run there.
505, I think, was the IGT, which gave him 48 seconds to plan, load in, and finish the spin and press done, which is just crazy. And I might just call out the spin quickly because it is updated. Anybody who wants to try it themselves at some point, because it's such a beautiful spin. I don't think many people realized at the beginning, and then as it went on, we were like, oh, you got to requickle like instantly after coming back. But it was sniper rifles, mansion staff for Rico, loud explosive weapon, coca field guard for Jorge, and sacrificial knife hippie for Andrea. And yeah, the planning was just really well for both players. But what a record from Danny! He even committed to the risky loud explosive at the end, which netted him the sub 6. Which, if you were to do it safely, definitely wouldn't have gotten sub 6. You'd have to box and everything, or distract, or put him by the river. But yeah, very nice from Danny, and that's going to be a record that stands for a very long time.
Yeah, just an extraordinary run. Interesting difference in experience, as you said. I think the fact that Yanni is only 7-6, which, if I were to guess, it's like a bit below the 60% win rate. If you are against Yanni, you can't really look for percentages way below the 50%. So you might have to settle with something that Yanni only seems to be average on, but of course these always shift, and you never know if someone has something new prepared or practiced for a map. So
yeah, true.
it's
So much to
gradually.
find on this map, and yeah, I'm really interested to see what they get. There's a few I think like hiccup kills you could say on this, like ones that completely change your start. Like you might see Hippo Whisper or Falling Object for Rico, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, guess I'm starting Mansion Staff now. When otherwise I would have started like Cocoa Field, just because it's so much easier. Because there's so many little things you got to keep track of. And yeah, it's such an amazing map. Hopefully we get a good spin. I suppose that's up to you, but you got to take what you spin first, I suppose, as well.
It is not up to me, just a disclaimer. Obviously, everyone knows that.
Triple
We are rolling
injected.
heat maps with hands, yeah. Right, where is the manual mode in the heat maps tourney mode?
I feel like I shouldn't say Neon City Suit for fun next to all of them. And I'll take the honors for this one. And very nice one as well. Rico Delgado, loud assault rifle, coca field guard. We have Jorge Franco, explosion accident as a coca field worker. And Andrea Martinez, silenced SMG, is the elite guard. Very broad spin, to be honest. I would say the only disguise that's a bit out of the way is Rico to coca field guard, because it's a bit off to the side, if that makes sense. But the rest are pretty close to each target, so pretty nice spin, to be honest. Of course, the loud kill is a bit finicky, and we have another weapon as well, silence SMG, but of course that is allowed to be brought in for your pistol.
So if you were to say this is like a spin with an unconventional order, because the couch junkie in me, like not the meme junkie, but one on the couch would say that it's such a quick Jorge kill, so I would start coca fields for that.
I think we're going to see a running gun for this. I'd love to see a hop straight into that drug room, grab the propane, and just pop a breacher next to him if the loadout allows it, or if you want to shoot it. But looks like Yannini's going to go for the Seeker. Is in very quickly though compared to zRune. Oh, and of course,
different strategy. I think this is
different propane.
quote unquote just the Red Fox, man. The breach I saw for zRune, and with the correct item drop, and that exactly gets Jorge first shy, but it's an enforcer dot to dodge and a couple more guards around. Yanni still gets the first kill in 30 seconds. But clipped by camera last second.
Yeah.
Remember, a huge problem, I don't think so.
Yeah, especially with Andrea, assuming, which most players do, get Andrea in the actual house rather than when she's out in the streets. Those cameras are pretty free when it comes to it. And is this a sedative syringe from Yannini?
It is. I was wondering who could this be used on, but oh my, he's looking at a guard here. So I'm not exactly sure who would be the ideal candidate for this, but Yanni is dancing in the bushes to hopefully lure one in, and of course in the tall grass you should be fine to poke one, and the body can be found as well. It's a unique solution. And I think zRune had one unsuccessful Red Fox and is now on his second try, but I think it all depends on the head turn of Rico now, if you can get it. Ooh, it's really early for zRune.
Yeah, and it's not going to work out for zRune. And yeah, I definitely commend the Red Fox approach for this, because the loud kill is a bit safer. Of course, that bridge is soundproof, but those disguises are a bit finicky for this spin. But yeah, big lead for Yannini, but this Cocoa Field card is really taking the speed out of that Jorge kill. It does get the
Also,
Coca-Field guard.
yeah, if it was against a successful bridge ice, so it wouldn't look so pretty, but Yanni now has both the disguise and the loud AR and can be going for Rico. It's a loud kill. I think, oh, this is close, but I think he would be only able to get him upstairs with this timing. He gets the key now though, so he isn't too far away from getting him in the museum.
And looks like zRune does get the peekaboo onto Rico. He is very deep into his timer now, though, to be honest. Where Yannini has nearly a minute and nearly 2 minute lead, you could say, onto opponent. Yeah, looking good for Yannini. Hopefully, he gets a good timing here with Rico. That downstairs bathroom, which looks like where he might get him, is a very risky one to do a loud kill. A lot of people outside.
Yeah, basically two, and oh, it's a last second. No, Rico is actually quite close here, so it wasn't as close as I expected. Yanni will absolutely get this ISO down, and well, he's trying to face off against the sound properties of his villa, but hoping to get a disguise in, so far unsuccessfully.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good right now for oh, and even getting the guard. That's a nice add-on there for Yannini. Makes getting out of here a lot safer because you're going to get squashed in.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, but he
Oh,
picks up the briefcase, which I think is also fine because the main issue here is that you don't want to be sandwiched between this guard and the
yeah.
outside guard and the maiden. So I think it should still work out. Looking fine in terms of the minimap, but the guard is not here means that he could be here any second now.
Ooh,
Second kill is in.
very scary exit here. I don't even know which way I'd plan to go.
I think Jan is good here because it's only a chest passing area, so the maid won't be a problem. Oh, so big
Oh,
on the guard who now hears the bushes. Where is the maid and the other guard? I think might be fine here in these bushes.
yeah. What a nice use of the kind of cover subdue there. Bring that guard over. You gotta love those really nice you see with the lawyer and some other disguises, but yeah, that's just a really nice use of it. Very safe. It was a bit of a risky with the maid, but it looked like the maid was pretty preoccupied with the guns going off.
Now with Diani, my only question is that, of course, he lost the briefcase. Did he lose the silent SMG in it? And as I say, this luckily showcases it for us, so no problems there. And he should be looking at these two elite guards, which are a bit scary without a snail, a sedative item, but it's not the hardest thing ever. And gets a coin for it, but gets caught chest
Oh,
passing in the shop. What a shocking rip there, which I don't think many of us expected, or as the starters to that to be chest passing in there.
oh, yeah, that did not expect that. That was such an innocent like idea from Yannini, and it's just yeah, that's super unforgiving. Wow, good to know because I haven't gone into that shop in a very long time. This was looking for some glue, but
He was picking up the coin there, so I imagine to lure one of them away without the risk of seeing the
yeah,
item being thrown. it's
wow.
it's a rip you never ever see by others, and I just
Wait,
I just wonder if Yanni was so confident going for that coin.
I was just curious. Was there a floating guy on Zion's screen? There is. He's standing on top of the leaves. I was so
Yep,
confused by what was going on there, but yeah,
Coca-Cola workers do like to dance. zRune is not going for the run and gun, or not out in the open. He could be still bumping him around this area. I don't think he has a breacher though.
yeah, I think that's the main reason. He's avoiding this run and gun. He wants to get this kill uh shot with the propane. He will be looking pretty good though, to be honest. He does have to bring a Cogerfield guard back. Oh, and that's a scary guard going past, but honestly, perfect. Couldn't have asked for better.
This is at least a minute quicker in terms of course, getting the Coca-Field guard. But strictly this part, because Yanni, of course, got the kill without the isolation. And I think we are meant to talk about this one, Yanni with the replan. And this is what Jodes showcased us a few days ago, at least something very similar with Suit Start, a soft lockdown on Rico. And yep, that's Rico isolated
Yeah,
with red guns, but not even lockdown, and no one else should care.
Yeah, very nice to see that from Yannini. For of course cleaning it up the past few days, and really nice use of it, I think, for this, and could work out really nice.
There's a snare now for the difference and the pistol. It's a big loadout change there. Won't be any problems getting this isolation. And yeah, that will be a Andrea kill by the 230 mark. And then it's just the 2 Coca field disguises to get. That's a strange
Ooh, this is a
NPC to be
bit...
here, but
Yeah, did hear the snail though, I think that was the issue, and that's going to make the timing for Andrea so much tougher.
she's only a civilian. She will leave the area. Just passing area, which I don't think she would enforce anyway, but Yannini now gets disguised and can pick up all the items. 230 to beat there. Difficult to say if she can get it right. He can get it.
Meanwhile as well, zRune got that loud kill on the bridge, which is very nice, and now is going to get the elite guard, and Andrea is right there. Not looking too bad on time right now, and does have a smuggle still to grab.
Feels like zRune's timing will be very efficient here, because the worst case scenario is the late 7-minute mark for the office, and it's just not a lot of ways to take this long with this guy's grab. Oh my, Yannini with a
my.
split last second grab and a question mark outside. I don't know where the after all this street soldier is going. He's going all the way around, and Yannini doesn't have the
Ooh.
silent SMG. I don't know if that will be a body found in a second.
Yeah, I was worried he'd just walk up to the window and pop his head in at that point, because that Tron distraction was right against the frame, but maybe Andrea was just perfectly tucked in. Yeah, very nice. And zRune, yeah, looking pretty good on timing. She is about to go down to the office, and he can just walk through this front door as well. And honestly, I just think we're going to see a quick camera shot, which can be a bit scary. And then office ISO and then an exit. So you should be looking pretty good.
Super important to be in cover or
Ooh.
stay crouched. zRune gets it. Yannini with 7 body shots on the first Andrea kill, but still 2 kills. The difference here is just such an unfortunate trip for Yannini.
Now, hopefully no early KO. He's looking at the door. That's what you want to see. And it might even kill Andrea before she realizes her co-assistant is already on the floor. And yeah, that's looking pretty good for zRune. No enforcers on the way. It is one very to the left, but should be safe. And yeah, that's a very nice time I got saved from. zRune did have a couple of hiccups with that bridge ISO, we'll call it, at the beginning, but did iron it out and got through it the second time round. And that's a very nice approach from both players, but zRune does take it.
So definitely GG's, just trying to see. It's sub 8 from zRune, but at the cost of a couple Red Fox restarts. At the end, of course, it's not a lot of real time wasted, but Yannini will be feeling definitely a bit upset about that late trip, which I think now ties up the match in more ways than one after, of course, the 0 late trip in Sapi.
Yeah, I agree. It was very close for Yannini. He was literally an elite guard and Andrea away from finishing and had to go all the way through it again, almost halfway. And yeah, it's just so unfortunate with that shop rip. It's not something you practice. It's the only way you'll ever rip to it is it happening to you in the middle of a match or testing stuff in your own practice. But yeah, super unfortunate. But yeah, we're going to our map, our favorite map, the map.
Our map, that's a really nice way to putting it.
Yeah, I gotta love this map, and yeah, look at those statistics. Pretty crazy for Yannini, right?
Well, Yannini would be one person to say that New York is a coin flip. It's almost a coin flip for him. 7-6 means it's a 53% win rate, 58 if you round it, which is the 4th worst of his trilogy, but from the 3-time champion, just going to way over 70% for some of the maps. zRune, although, also not too happy about his win rate, just 1 win and 3 losses, but one of them will be on match point, bearing a, I guess, photo finish tie.
Yeah, definitely worth noting that this map is important because, like you said, they go to match point. And if we are to get a tie in this, it's definitely going to be a photo finish window. don't know if this is one of the matches I predicted the photo finish on. I'm trying to remember, but I don't think it was. It was definitely New York, but we'll see. But yeah, it's a very fast map. There's a couple of spins. It's pretty much like Downward. If you get like Consume Poison or some other niche kill, you just gotta get in there as fast as possible and set it up.
Yeah, Athena is, for some kills, some of the accidents, is very heavily cycle based. So you can't really do better than a certain in-game time kill.
Yeah, exactly.
Which just makes it interesting to me, but I'm also a fan of the short maps. I know not everyone is.
Yeah, where's Mr. Dartmoor when you need him to back you up? But
The last I saw, he was in chemistry class. Shout out Joker, and he watches this back, if he does.
yeah, I'm sure he will. Yeah, 2 minutes away, and yeah, our third map of our first of the RNG maps, of course. And this is a first to 6, which I hope everybody loves to change because I personally do. It's such an amazing change. Feels like a proper battle. So even if you take your own map and your opponent takes their map, you still got to win 2 more of a random selection, which really shows true colors and the practice that goes in. I really like it.
Yeah, you won't go too far with only correctly picking a map against someone and taking your map pick against them. You need to go deep in the map pool and perform well on realistically up to 5 maps. Of course, I can see the map number 6 as do you, but it's very rare then that it comes so late. Still, you need to know a lot of maps to go far in the World Championship finals.
Yeah, I agree. It's there's a lot to learn, and yeah, how many maps are we at? 19 officially roulette maps because of Ambrose.
Yeah, Ambrose was the 19th.
Yeah, so nearly getting to 20 maps. I don't know if we'll ever have a 20th map, but 19 is definitely a big enough plate to have.
One can only hope, yeah, that it might not just be the end. I don't see in any way that we can incorporate the freelancer in Roulette Rivals, or for that matter, into any competitive game mode, but do keep your hopes up and try to make something happen, and we have something good to play for years to come.
Yeah. True Color Lonely. ICA training facility when? Amen, brother. Holiday Hoarders, Roulette Rivals. Incoming when?
Well, for now it's New York, and it's likely won't be that long, but and for that reason, every second counts. Going to be interested to see their loadouts, which
Yeah.
are very similar with the change of the crowbar on zRune's hand and the snail on Yannini's will either be used. Well, for this spin, I'm not exactly sure because it's the thinnest as well as Screwdriver's high security guard. Yanni can be in already. There's no reason to change the loadout. Not for zRune either, but he hesitates a couple of seconds. It is the YouTube delay, I wanted to say, because it's important to say that zRune is on YouTube.
Of
But
course,
Yanni
yeah.
in very quickly.
Now the question is, screwdriver grab. Sure, we all have one in mind. Oh, look at this one from Yannini. I wouldn't even have
Yeah,
thought
it's
of
very
this
good one.
one. I would have considered. There is. Am I right in saying there's one up on the floor between the cameras and the bottom of the Fabian stairs? Somewhere along there, like by the letter opener at the back? Yeah, there is.
Yep, that would be the other one. And I think for a security start, because high security means that there's a free disguise, perfectly fine to grab the ruby one or the ruby red one next to her. This will be the other one next to Yanni, and zRune will be going past him, picks it up in the end. But the fact that Yanni went through this way and not through the evidence room, I mean,
Yeah, I think getting Fabian early could be a benefit here, and both players seem to think that because the question comes down to as long as the team doesn't see it, should be okay. Are they both going to wait for Fabian? Seems so. So no gain on time for either of them. They're just going to keep that distance between them.
yeah, it's so difficult to say, but I guess luckily both of them are going for it, so no one will lose to going Fabian or not. I feel like if you are security guard or high security, you should just go for Athena first because you have such a good in-game time. You can catch Fabian on the stairs at the 145 mark. Doesn't matter, 2 out of 3 keys for both and office isolations incoming.
And here we go. How early is this trend going to be for Yannini? The minute she walks past. Very nice. And just one knockout. And a quick kill. Hopefully changes disguise. Does indeed. And the team's going to run into her office very nicely. She's going to stay there, it seems.
Very important to see those green guns back. zRune just a slightly bit slower, but of course part of this is the YouTube delay, but I still think Yanni will be ahead. Last objective completed. But zRune will be going the same, and I'm just going to let you know the results after this.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye on those finished at the top for anybody who's wants to do it as well at home. There's the Yannini finish. And let's see when we get that zRune one. Seems like the delay isn't too bad. Oh, it is actually a little bit bad. But yeah, I'd say that was about 11, 12 seconds between them.
Yep, it's 9, but definitely very close. And it being 9, well, I'll leave that for zRune, but PC versus PC still. So
And yeah, good point from Blunter. Exact same IGT, and also the IGT that they both got perfectly matches the record that you have In4Fun. But of course, your 2:15 includes loading time, and just waiting on the main screen and changing anything you might need to change.
11 points, 11 score, the difference.
Oof. That's crazy. That's assuming they didn't pick up any extra items, which I doubt they did. That's just like the time bonus, right? Like a couple of frames between them. It's crazy.
Yep, so what I will be doing here is I don't see a zRune waving, that I'm just looking at zRune's loading times, and if they exceed 9 seconds, which I can, I guess, tell you in real time. I'm just looking at the VOD.
No worries at all.
It is 9 seconds for first count, so I will mute myself and just go into details to get a better count, because this may be close.
No worries at all. So yeah, we do have 9 seconds from zRune, which makes it a bit interesting, which theoretically would mean Yannini would at least need to have 3 seconds of loading to get outside of that 2 seconds window. You'd never know though, and that's why we got to do these counts, and everybody wants to see the number anyway. You want to see that 3.1 or something, just to make it close. But yeah, what an amazing spin by both players. 2 minutes and 15 seconds in and out. IGT is just absolutely crazy, and if it wasn't for that tiny bit of hesitation from zRune, I think could have been even closer, and maybe even could have pushed zRune over that edge if there is close win for Yannini. Because I think we saw Yannini in within like 6 seconds, hitting that play button and already on the loading screen, which is just extremely confident. Once you see that high security guard, there's a lot of spins that suddenly become available with the fastest strat of just starting security and double disc and they get Tina last. And I did pay out the prediction, so we are all good. And yeah, I won't say what map we're going to next. Keep it a surprise when In4Fun gets back. If zRune isn't spoiling it already. We will see, and I'll get the prediction up for the next map just a bit early so people have time to predict. I can't say I didn't do it. Alright, I'll set 5 minutes, but I'll end it early once we do get to it. Alright, and just going to quickly make sure. Okay, yeah, you're good. That's the prediction up as well. Yeah, as nice as a tie would be, I do agree with a couple people in the chat there. It's very crazy to think that Yannini had less than 2 seconds of loading. That is a very generous loading time for any player, and he didn't preload, I'm pretty sure. I have to see. I'm curious what the chat or the RRWC chat's thinking. Yeah, it seems like it's very close, so going to be an important check for sure. And yeah, when it comes to Mendoza as well, very quick map. Very liked and disliked by a couple of people, but Very all round map as well, to be honest, and a lot of interesting stuff that can come of it. And the record for that as well, which is another amazing record, quickly read out to you. Set by Osh, actually in R7, Broadsword Mercenary for Yates and Pistol Waiter for Tamara. Iconic combination. And there's the score as well. And I'm curious how close it was for you, In4Fun.
Oh, so hello again. Well, what made it really interesting for me is that, well, I saw the 0.9 seconds and then I retimed it to 9.2. And then I figured, surely, like, Yanni has the space station, so it wouldn't be too long a load and we could be talking about the tie there. But Yanni himself has loaded for 6.2 seconds. So basically, a 6 second lead has stayed on Yanni's side. So it's a Yanni lead going into Mendoza.
Yeah, very close, but Yanni does take it. Yeah, it was very unlikely that Yanni would have had less than 2 seconds though. It would have been amazing. But I suppose 2.2 seconds. That's what he needed.
Yanni is
Yeah,
the one to have those loads, so
true.
did need to be extra sure about it, but here we are.
Yeah, here we are, Mendoza. It's a map, yeah. That's my tuppence.
It is a map which is transforming by the second.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
thanks to the meme document. It's not a document, it's a YouTube video.
True. Semi-evolved.
Yeah, it is evolving in a semi way, I guess. Can be interesting, can be very straightforward, and can be overcomplicated, but can be made into an unnecessary long spin with lots of running, just as likely.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what we get for this. It's a lot of viable starts in this map. I would say of all the maps in the trilogy, I feel like almost every start in this is viable. Like, you see people starting for lawyer over there, you see people starting waiter, you see people starting winery worker the odd time when they need to get like some grape knife for a chief winemaker. See people starting shrine. I feel like everywhere is actually a viable spot. Even some people start gaucho over by the sniper rifle on the very far west side.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it is spin dependent, but the fact that you have those start in disguise and the disguises that are close to those starts, so essentially like opening strategies, just make it a really open map. But when push comes to shove and it's the match pressure, then everyone will line up with zRune's loadout, the Cheng, the bubblegum, and the tasting room waiter start.
Yeah, I agree. The way to start is the pretty much to go with strat on this map. But you never know. There might be, even if there's a suit in there, I suppose they still could grab that wetsuit that's down there. But yeah, it's really hard to say what the spin will push at us, and we'll get some interesting ones for sure. We give both players quick refresh just in case they desynced over the past few minutes. Should be good now. And yeah, worth noting, Yannini is on his match point now. Could move on to round 2 of the winners bracket. Be a very nice start for him. Steven could be going down to the losers bracket very first match as well. And yeah, good point from chat as well. That experience from Yannini is very evident in that number down there. 10 wins, 2 losses. And Steven having 2 wins. So yeah, you would think it's a little bit in favor of Yannini, but you never know.
Well, if someone is experienced as Yanni is, playing since RR2, which is April or May 2020, he would have 10 wins on the majority of the maps, and I can just quickly look it up that 8 of the 19 maps, I guess 11 maps he has at least 10 wins on, and then I guess these 9s, 8.5s, and 7s, so just a couple exceptions there, but yeah, that's just a huge experience. zRune still unbeaten though, and he needs to win this map to stay alive in the winners bracket. Observe what's the 4th spin of the match.
And yeah, we actually have Don Yates drowning as the Providence Herald and Tamara Vidal electrocution chief winemaker. Very interesting spin, to be honest. Drowning Yates is always a fun one, especially when the disguise isn't as easy as a starting position. But yeah, not too bad, and I'm interested to see the starts we get from both players. Of course, no bubblegum strat for this because electrocution could be annoying. There is a hose nearby, but I'd be amazed.
I suppose it's not as hard as people make it out to be. I know it from PG that you only need to look out for one lady at the start of the spin who can see the body, but leaving the body out is just such a risk that I think it will be a later Tamara's Seeker shot. And for that, it would make sense to start the Sado. Yeah, Jan is just missing a hidden stash. He could go for the Villa Attic. He's not exactly sure which one to pick.
Yeah, very uncertain there what he wanted, but does bring a Trank in the end.
Yeah, I think that's the crucial part that I mean, you can start Vater because you can still make Tamara sick, and then she goes to the same bathroom with a long detour. She gets there, I think, around the 2-minute mark. But might just be the quickest to start the saddle, and that's what zRune does as well. And both of them are working on this chain lure grab on the Providence Herald.
Yeah, very similar from both players. It's actually quite impressive to see them both go for this quick Providence Herald.
I was a bit nervous for zRune's frames there, but not missing anything. Oh, but gets a frontal KO.
Oh,
So first blood for Yanni, now a 50-second lead on this straightforward but very long spin.
yeah, I agree. It's a really good lead, but yeah, a lot of that could still go wrong for Yannini. Really hard to say. What can go wrong? But yeah, there's bathrooms to deal with and electrocutions to deal with, and sinks are our biggest nemesis over the rivals. Which I think,
Yeah.
am I right in saying, was it? No, it wasn't the exact same players, but it was one of these players was in that match, right?
Yanni was the one with the
Yeah.
Ludmilla execution on the final day and on the second to last spin, which he eventually lost, and of course the match as well. But for Tamara, it's only invisible puddles, but they do work.
That's such a sad thought. We gotta accept one of the qualities that makes water water won't be existent, but you gotta take our word for it. It might not make a wet sound or it might not look like water, but in this community it's still a sink.
Yeah, just trust. And also, we have to trust Yanni's timing as well, because it's the 140 mark, and I think I see Don standing up there.
Ooh.
zRune almost gets caught chest passing, and oh, this will cost some time for him as Yanni gets a last second.
Oh. Not sure what happened there. Did we get a target lockdown maybe, or a missed seeker?
So he hit the seeker, but he either got compromised or target lockdown. Definitely red guns from the shot. So he had to restart, and zRune himself is very tight on this timing. He needs to get to below the balcony in the next 20 seconds, 15 rather.
Oh my, zRune. Pushing the limits of that guy. He could boot him to keep him still. I think he wanted to get him to walk in, but yeah.
But this was the right play because this is the staircase where you can trigger the conversation from far away. Yanni did the other staircase and he couldn't trigger the conversation and had to go for that long range seeker shot, which eventually caught him. Puts zRune in an at least minute long lead, but he has still no seeker shot on Diana.
Yeah, this is going to be the key now. Ooh. Interesting angle and very nice shot from zRune there. Can stay on the roof and can hop into the bathroom even easier from this side.
And I'm not sure where Valentina will be. That's a closed door. That's an open door, but we'll peekaboo Valentina.
Ooh, should hop over. Yeah, push pacify, maybe just wait it out.
Yeah, this is where you go against intuition and just push pacify her. But you just never do that because such an unnecessarily seeming action, even though it's a permanent body hidden. But regardless, zRune gets this body killed and just 1 kill away from this either.
Yeah, he does have smuggling the attic as well, so hopefully he remembers that. Not sure what zRune's smuggling the attic is, but I would assume it's something relating to Tamara, whether it's Seeker or a little taser just to electrocute her.
zRune has one more Seeker dart. Wouldn't be surprised if it's a Chang dart, or of course if it's the micro taser. Yeah, I couldn't finish the sentence in time because he used the flash phone to grab the Providence Herald, but oh my god, that's a full whoosh there, and what direction will the peekaboo go? zRune can get away from this.
My god.
How close can he get?
Well,
And
I was
he's
even
still going to be chest passing.
I was even going to point it out when he was doing the drowning kill. He's got to keep an eye out for her, but then I forgot about it once he went up. Even using his flash phone as a distraction. Oh, and it's going to get a peekaboo.
Throwing it away so that no one listens to that, but that's not the right direction to go because there's 3 NPCs enforcing. He needs to exit the sketchy way, and these guards can have awkward side
lord
turns, but zRune gets out, and well, he is in an interest fasting area, but he's late, and the flash phone detonated, searching in the area, and Yanni with the restart. So much is happening right now.
Oh my, yeah, this is really tense right now. zRune will have a bit of panic going on, but yeah, he should be okay. Because nobody should be red gunning him because he just got an accident kill on Yates. But it might cause a bit of just people running around or a bit of distraction. I do not like that shot from zRune. Neither
I
this is
don't like the
buffering.
buffers from zRune either. What a moment for this to break, this stream to break.
Oh yeah, not looking good for zRune in terms of his stream. It looks like it's stable a bit now, and yeah, Tamara is coming up. Now, can do the secret shot from this bush. You should do it from the bush. It is a scary bush when you can get an extended legal sometimes, but
Just need to aim around and make sure that you actually stay concealed, because it's actually 50-50 for this map, but should be fine in the bushes. He opts to not do that, and
oh,
he
zRune.
will have Yukons on other NPCs, gets the green gun, seeker shot. This is so important for the kill. And we haven't even talked about Chief Winemaker yet.
Yeah, interesting one. You gotta either get Chief Winemaker late or Tamara late, and I think in this scenario it's gonna be really tough. And he's gonna have to ideally leave her walk all the way to the bathroom. Not sure why he even entered here because there's no puddle to drag her to.
No, this doesn't. I'm actually not sure what zRune would be going for if he KOs her right here. And
Oh, does he realize?
zRune was. I mean, there is this water cooler, but that's for live kills and like a soft mission story where Diana can help you with a kill, but of course it won't happen here. zRune will go for the late
Oh
one, and another
my.
full whoosh there. This is incredible for zRune, how is he still alive in this run.
We need a zRune Mendoza Wish compilation.
70 minutes already.
Wow.
Just a really quick message. I think it was answered in the chat. If zRune's internet goes down, we can't verify the kills. If this stream is sketchy for the most part, but we can confirm the kills, then the run is valid, but can't miss a kill.
zRune's scaring me so much. I thought he was going to open the door with the bodyguard door open behind him, and then Tamara would see it, and he's going to go for the leftmost bathroom. Or the middle bathroom,
No,
even.
he's not. No, he's never do that.
Oh.
Not. It's random there, and he has become a new forcer, and I'm not even sure that's someone on the ground. That the guard has started saying that Tamara spotted the body, and with that door opening, both of them found it. Oh, this is
Yeah.
devastating.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for zRune. That middle bathroom was an interesting choice because, yeah, I'm curious. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. When he didn't drag the body out, probably wasn't thinking she'd go for that bathroom, but yeah, maybe could have saved it by knocking out that guard, but he was an enforcer after that scream, and the guard probably did see it. So, yeah, big lead for Yanni now on match point again. What a back and forth spin so
If he
far.
gets out of this, then I'd say it is a huge lead by now. But what I wanted to say there, the fact that if you make Tamara sick upstairs, then she usually goes to the middle one, but I don't think it's actually consistent, which just makes it for such a hard spin to survive later on. And Yanni gets the downstairs seeker at 3:15. Very
Yeah,
important. Then she will consistently go to the leftmost one, which is empty otherwise.
yeah, very nice for Yanni there. Nice quick shot as well. Didn't get compromised. Pretty safe shot. And yeah, can knock out Tamara here. Hopefully quickly leave her there.
Ideally, you close this door because the guard outside can spot you. Oh my god, the door wasn't closed, but area seems fine. This will lure someone in though. Not sure if Jan is aware of that, but he can still drop an item. Invisible puddle has been created and Tamara has surely been found. Oh my
Yep.
god.
Wow, another rip for Yanni. That's these bathrooms. Bathrooms are honestly the curse of this whole game. And yeah, what a crazy spin so far.
Just the whole spin, yeah, you're right. Like just in general, incredible place from both. zRune getting away with basically everything, and Yanni after the early troubles did have the lead, and he's basically constantly one step ahead of zRune because after like 3 minutes he changed his loadouts to have the Ambrose grenade for easier Tamara backup, and zRune only had the same after 3 more minutes. But now Yanni with one more restart gives back the lead to zRune.
Yeah, look at this knockout for zRune. Only he knew to push pacify, but not very safe.
Everyone knows it. Like deep down, everyone knows it. But in the match, you just can't make yourself do the push.
Yeah, pretty safe from zRune. Nothing should go wrong. I do hope he boxes on. I guess he doesn't have to, but I guess I'm just worried about that flash phone shenanigans again if he does use it.
That would be crazy if he does it again. I mean, I guess it's not out of the realms of possibilities. He needs one item to distract these people, but he will enter this area chest passing game, which is the real scary thing for me, unless now he's actually going for a mercenary here. But Valentina is.
Oh,
I mean,
he knows. Why are you doing this then? Keep an eye on those
at least,
guns. Oh,
at least
very.
we'll know immediately. And because of its corner subview,
Oh,
his Yukon doesn't really go all over the place, but oh my goodness.
we have enough clips here and from this spin alone. Please stop. Looks pretty good for him now, though. It does have a mercenary as well. Makes it very safe getting around here. And he misses that
Yeah,
seeker.
felt like a sure hit there from point blank. Not even sure what happened there, but now Yanni will have to use the Ambrose grenade.
Yeah. Seems like it for tomorrow. It doesn't have a choice. Is that a lethal poison jar? It is.
Yeah, there's one in this bathroom, so Yanni can't do much but play around with it literally.
They're looking pretty good.
And we still couldn't talk about the chief winemaker, and I really want to mention this now. The fact that if Don is down, then as of the patch before this patch, the chief winemaker goes back to the field. He doesn't always have a phone call at the beginning. So that is going to make any kind of phone lure, which I think zRune is prepared for with the. No, he doesn't have the phone anymore, but just going to make the display there so much harder.
Oh my god, Yanni. Bush City again. He had someone at the front door keeping an eye on him. Had to distract his two ladies by the Shadow Torch ban, and then he had the two to get past at the end.
And for zRune, the Ambrose grenade hit, I think, two of the guards and Diana. Everyone except Tamara.
No way.
I didn't see any animations on her.
That's a very big hurdle now for zRune to deal with. I don't know how he's going to be able to deal with that.
I mean, I'm just fairly sure because she should be the #1 priority for these bathrooms, and she's just not quite following Diana, who's definitely going to bathroom. But
oh, and look at this! How the hell is zRune going to deal with this? Two people coming in, and there's a knocked out body in the second one.
And they are hesitating a lot. I suppose you can just do this second KO right now. The wicked smart guy won't turn around, but they are shuffling back and forth. zRune, what is going to happen right now? He needs to KO right now before they change their mind again. No, the hesitation. Yeah, that's and the coin ruined it, but it's just such a unique situation for zRune. I can't really blame him for failing to improvise. And now it's another loadout change. So he went from this, what I think it was Flash Throne to Ambrose Grenade to now Emetic Device for zRune. 15 minutes from the start.
Oh my god, and Yanni even having to do some magic tricks with the coin to keep everybody occupied. Did get that sink on, I think, and I think everything's set up. I think there was like 2 drops of water get out of that sink, but I don't think the game will catch him out on that, I hope.
It's hopefully one too many for the kill. So the thing that I wasn't sure about is I think it was her guard who was also sick there, because I saw another NPCs in the toilets, but I didn't see it because the zRune start. And I just don't know what happens if the guard stops being sick, because in the new patch, Otis in Bangkok will go for Cam Morgan after he stops being sick. And I just hope it's not universal.
Yeah, it's a good point, and yeah, things like that can really bite you. And hopefully, it looks like Yannini should be okay. Even had a smuggle Yannini grab now, which looks like a Seeker. Could be a Trank, but a Seeker I think would benefit him.
It is the Trank, but of course it gives him more darts into either guns. Probably it's a chest pass in disguise, so what do you do here? I think it's 2 Tranks on this area. He's looking for the Chief Winemaker.
Oh yeah, he's not.
Wherever, but he's not at the usual spot, that's for sure.
Yeah, very surprising. zRune shouldn't have any deviation, to be honest, for his spin for the next couple of minutes until he gets to the bathrooms again, and that's where the fun starts.
The fun started 16 minutes ago now,
Oh,
at
yeah.
least for us.
I don't think either player
Yeah,
expected to be in Mendoza for 16 minutes. It did seem like a pretty straightforward spin, like on the tin, but to be honest, it kind of caught both of them off guard.
yeah, this is just going to be so difficult. And zero with the target lockdown and immediate from the
Ah,
start. The angle which we liked so much, but apparently it's not totally comfortable.
oh, and very nice distractions here from Yannini. Using these natural ones. I love to see these.
You just got to hope that for this mission story to work, one of these will lurch Chief Maker. Zero absolutely frustrated
Yeah.
by the fact that he's got a long load. He's pressed restart 20 seconds ago. Final back on the loading screen. This would count in a extraordinary photo finish, but
Now
just need to
is
get there, of course.
the issue with that chief winemaker. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people deal with this. He doesn't react to any thrown object lures.
We can see it right now. Jan is
Yeah,
experiencing this as well.
he's such a pain to get, and oh my, I do not like that. Could be safe.
And it is safe. And if that execution works, which it does,
Wow,
I think it's finally over for the match.
I think so too. And yeah, just like that, got the chief winemaker. A bit of a wait at this exit, but yeah, that does look like a GG for Yanni. Doesn't have any bodies really to worry about, and that's gonna be green guns and the finish from Yanni. And he takes the match 6-2 against zRune. What a match. What a way to end it. zRune giving us more clips than I could ever fit into a video.
It's yeah, good luck recapping this match. And this spin was just one of the biggest back and forth of the tournament, definitely of the knockout stage, which sees Yanni be the third person to advance the round 2 and Zero being the third person down in the losers bracket.
And yeah, it was a bit of an anticlimactic ending with all of that heat we had throughout the whole thing, and then it just ended with a trank and an exit. But yeah, very nice from Yannini, and yeah, he didn't make it too scary at the end, so that's obviously commendable as well.
Wow.
Yeah, I think with that, I will check our brackets. Not our brackets. KO stages. Oh my god, this is amazing.
Those are the brackets.
Oh, those were the brackets. Wait. Oh, I did have them. Wait. Okay, there we go.
Yep.
You refreshed twice.
Well, at least they are called the brackets. I need to check in OPS right now.
So yeah, let's see what we got. We have Yannini moving on. He gets that 3-1 win against Seer, and he's going to be going against the winner of Road 7 and Panora, which is a perfect game because that is the game that's coming up next, if I'm not mistaken. And that's being casted by Nezuko-chan, I think. Not sure if that's official, but yeah, I would assume it's going to be him. And then, of course, we have another match coming up later. But first, yeah, we'll quickly check. Just GK Punk moving on with a 3-0 win, or 6-0 win even, and Blythe taking the 6-4 win against Banium as well. But we can't check those upcoming matches, like I was just saying. We will have Pro 7 and Panor, like I said, that's taking place at 7 o'clock CET. That's been casted by Nezuko-chan. We have yourself In4Fun playing against Chong King Legend Rocky Horse 6000 at 9 o'clock CET, and that's being casted by myself and Mando. I think it's also being admitted by Mando. We have I Like Hitman, Kenny Z playing Santa Fortuna and Dubai. That's taking place Friday, 7 o'clock CET. Barkles and the Time Cube. And I'm so looking forward to that match. Two amazingly new players to the scene, and I just can't wait to see what they have. They're playing Colorado and Mumbai. Two pretty big maps. 8 o'clock Friday CET. Ebramadi and Nezuko-chan. Again, such an amazing match. Haven and Berlin. They're playing at half 10 CET. Barb and Pidgey. These are all just such good matches. Every single one of these, just so good. They're playing Santa Fortuna and Marrakesh half an hour after the Ebra game and the Zuko game. And yeah, we have Rustle and Danny as well. Rustle, our rookie, who's been making a bit of a name for himself, and Danny, our reigning champion. They're playing Haven and Santa. So much Haven and Santa. I feel like I've said it like 3 times, 4 times each. They're playing Saturday, however, at noon CET. What a crazy schedule. All of these players are just so good, and I actually can't wait for every single one of them.
Yeah, such a stacked knockout stage, and this is like the third day of it. Imagine what happens when we start to talk about the round 3 matches or loser bracket rounds 4, 5, and onwards for the top 5 and beyond.
Yeah, exactly. Those final matches are absolutely crazy, and I'm so excited for them. And yeah, those predictions, like we saw a couple of days ago on Challenge, a lot of uncertainty about the top 4. There's a few certain ones, but yeah, it's really in the air, and I feel like anybody could surprise anybody in this tournament. And yeah, it's gonna be so good. Definitely keep an eye out for the match coming up later, Frode 7 and Panor, and the In4Fun of Rocky 1. Yeah, I think with that, I will thank you, In4Fun, for adminning and co-casting as always.
Thanks for having me. Always a great pleasure.
Yeah, no worries. Pleasure having you, and pleasure having everybody in chat as well. It was a really good match. Hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll go head over to Barb. He's doing some practice, it seems, for roulette, since you all loved it so much. You might as well share the love. Head on over to him. But yeah, we'll catch you very soon for the Frode 7 and Panor match in about, I'm so bad with time zones, but about 5 hours, 4 hours. We'll see you then.
3.
Oh, 3. Even better. Even less time. Barb should be still streaming by then. Anyway, we'll see you for now.